Arrive at the door. All right. All right, you're good. You go inside. God, is this guy? He's been on my podcast a couple of times. Kind of a,
The
kind of
third time.
yeah, kind of an eclectic motherfucker who, we're both racing to see who's going to get on a video game first. Um,
It
so
looks like you're getting you like what you went ahead of me right at this point now.
I held the slingshot back for a little bit
Yeah,
longer.
yeah, yeah.
Nikki, good fucking morning. It's nice to talk to you again, big dog.
Good afternoon.
Yeah, true. No. We gotta keep the illusion going.
I mean, damn. Good
Yeah,
morning.
oh, the sun's coming up. Oh, look at
And
that.
I got my orange juice and my waffles here.
Yeah, oh hell yeah. So first things first, Yellow. A single in 3x.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful piece of I think there's such an what a level up from the first release to Sludge City and then Sludge City to Yellow is just like you are honing the fuck in
Yeah.
on
I
and
agree.
your sights are on a little bit more pop, I would say. Like
Yeah.
you made like a little pop single.
Yeah, I did. And I don't know. I liked it. It was fun. There were some hard parts though.
What was hard about it? Was it more of the learning
No,
curve or
I mean
Oh yeah. I mean,
like
it is
musically.
hard. There's some good hard parts, but it's like you know how sometimes metal music leans into the pop stuff, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's 100% that kind of shit. But also, you tend to make really emotive stuff. So I would say that you tend to have a moment of where there's like an unhingedness in the actual track, where like strictly like from Sludge City, like there's a lot of unhingedness, but that was also
Yeah.
inherently a huge political record, anyways, which is unhinged in itself. So you not having unhinged moments would have been weird.
Yeah. Yeah. You gotta keep them in there.
Yeah. Well, tell me about it.
Life's pretty unhinged.
Yeah. Well, tell me about it. What is your what was so you post Sludge City? What were you wanting to work on? Because the reception for Sludge City was incredible. Like everyone loves it. It's such a you are kind of the proof that DIY is no longer just DIY emo. It's fucking everything. You exist in this community and it's really dope to see it. So post Sludge City, what did you want to work on? Why did you lean in this direction?
Um, so I mean, I after Sludge City, I kind of knew I wanted to do something a little happier in terms of
Sure.
like a sound wise.
Hmm.
Um, and then I made Codex, which is basically just kind of an extension of Sludge City.
Totally.
Um,
Well, we also played Codex, which is fun. We'll
yeah,
talk about that in a second.
yeah. But I don't know. I mean, the Yellow kind of came about randomly. Like I just made a couple songs and I was like, I like these three. Um, like I wasn't like I'm working on an album, you know?
Totally.
So I wasn't really,
Did you scrap a couple of songs, or these are the three that you were just happy with?
those are the first three I've made since, well,
Okay,
not technically
that's
the
cool.
first
So
three,
like
but
it's not like the 3 for 5 where it's like, hey, I made these three songs, or I made five and I picked three. It's hey,
mm-mm.
these are the next three because it kind of makes sense. They all have like similar tones. You're kind of leaning more into like background noise stuff, but pop front.
Yeah, I made them all within a couple weeks of each other.
That's nice. Now, what are you making everything on? Because I remember the last time we talked, you had said like you lost your iPad.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so you were making everything on your iPad. What are you making your stuff on now?
So for Codex, I had the Reaper DAW,
Okay, cool.
and I had acoustic guitar, and then this microphone and my voice. So that's all that I used on like Codex,
Okay, hell yeah.
and
But I
it's
mean,
just
also Codex is like
totally a
straight up
bunch.
like you wanted to do like a like the Last of Us soundtrack almost. It's like you wanted to
Yeah,
do this
that
minimalist
it was a
thing.
lot. It was a very Dishonored
Okay, cool. Yeah,
influence.
sure.
I love that game. I love that. I, every kind of D&D world I create kind of goes back to having influences from like Dunwall from Dishonored.
That's so funny. I
And that
it's
music is just so like, ooh, it's mysterious. It's like back there. It's pretty.
you might have to convince me to finally get through it because like
Oh,
I've tried like just like there's a couple of games that I've started and can't do, like for some reason just never grabs me. And one of them is Dishonored. Like I've played through like the first like three levels of Dishonored and I just it just falls away. It just
it's
loses
it's
interest.
it's one of my favorite games of all time. To be honest, yeah. Uh, that and like Assassin's Creed probably. I mean, the Dishonored franchise as a whole kind of sucks, but Dishonored One
Fascinating.
is great. Two's good. Three was a DLC for two, so it's also just good.
Yeah,
But I
sure.
want a new one, man. I want a new one real bad. Like that
Well,
and Assassin's
Arcane
Creed are my
Studios
favorite.
does it's Arcane Studios that does that, right?
Correct.
What they're doing, they did um
That one game that
that
did
loop,
terrible.
the death loop. I'm pretty sure they
Yeah.
did that. It was critically acclaimed. Another game that I just couldn't get to. Whatever they're doing, they're not making games for me.
What was that game that they did before with the vampires that flopped like crazy?
Oh fuck, the one that was Xbox exclusive. Yeah,
Maybe I don't
it's
remember.
it.
Probably they
I
own
thought it was.
Microsoft owns Arcane now.
I thought it was actually when they said there was going to come out. I thought it was a name from like a Bethesda
Red
game.
Red 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 something. Red
Yeah,
Fang Red.
I thought it was the name of the city that's based that all of those
Oh yeah, like Redfall.
yeah, so it's I think it's called Redfall.
It is called Redfall. You're right.
I
It
think
is
it's
called
literally and
Redfall.
so like I think it's called Redfall and I thought that was just going to be the new Bethesda game. I was like,
Oh
okay,
shit.
cool, but it's not.
That
But
was
that's
bad.
cool that like that Dishonored is a huge inspiration for you from like a creative standpoint where you that's like your focal point where like a little bit of magic but a little bit more like steampunky for your D&D worlds, which is sick. Um
Yeah.
but also the music side of it, which you're kind of you're touching so many stuff. Like this is going from Sludge City, which always in my head felt like more Cyberpunk 2099. That kind of like
Yeah,
idea,
that was a huge inspiration for that also.
specifically that record is like future. And then like you did like this Western little thing with Codex,
Yeah.
but like which is so much fun. So that was like kind of this Last of Us thing. But then Yellow has a little bit more kind of more Final Fantasy. It's happier. It's more orchestral. It's definitely like with the pianos and everything. But I see where the Dishonored thing comes from with that still. So that's really, really sick. What was it like knowing you were gonna get into this direction?
I don't know, I kind of felt like I'm not really it's kind of the same direction to me, you know what I mean? Like
Sure. Do you think this is like the natural
it's
evolution where it's like
yeah,
it's
and I
just
mean
following in the sign
you
way?
can hear it in like Dream Sequence Part 2. Like that song
Yeah, sure.
is
100%.
pretty could could fit on Yellow a little bit maybe,
I think
a little
totally that
differently.
there's like if the prologue of Yellow had a song, it would have been Dream Sequence.
Yeah, that would have been a B-side maybe.
Yeah, 100%. I totally see that. But
But
yeah,
that's the thing with Dream Sequence is that like
yeah,
it's a dream.
you were dreaming the dream sequence was Yellow. It leaned into the actual Yellow. That's so
Well, and
fucking
that's kind of part of the whole circle. I don't know.
yeah, totally. Well, what do you so you've also sent me some stuff for like future things. What is your kind of, it's January 3rd. What are your plans for this year?
I don't really know. I mean, put some music out, probably probably in the spring, I'd say.
Yeah.
I'd like to spring, early summer, maybe. Um, I do have. I don't know if this is still happening, but I have a song coming out that's going to be on a cover comp.
Ooh, that's fun. Is this like something from like DIY Discord, or is this something from like that you were reached out to about like from
A
just
band
someone in our
reached out to
community?
me to be on it,
Okay, that's
which
fucking
they reached out
sick.
to you too.
I don't remember because we're involved with a lot of stuff. So this is either
Oh,
the
I know.
we're involved in
Oh,
our
I know.
community is so active and
But it's
it's
yeah, it's a video game cover comp,
okay, cool. I'm trying to remember which if
and I'm
we were reached
doing.
out about that.
I'll just say this. I don't because if it doesn't come out, I'll probably just release it as a single eventually.
Hell yeah, what are you doing?
It's Assassin's Creed Ezio's Family
Oh,
theme
is
song.
it a specific is that like the specific track for Ezio and that like his theme?
Yeah, it's Ezio's Family's theme, which then in turn becomes the entire Assassin's Creed theme later in the down the years.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, that was supposedly like the best game in this series, so like
Oh
that
yeah,
sounds like
I
you got
just
a lot of fun.
replayed all of them like a month ago probably. Well,
I
the all the Ezio ones.
I have a really weird I know one really weird fact.
I started playing them after I made that.
That's really funny. I have a weird fact about Assassin's Creed. The developer during like the uh production of the game had like his son play it. It was like one of the main developers had his son play it, and it didn't have any of the side quests. I think Assassin's Creed is known for like the beginning of like the lots of things to do.
Yeah, things to get and stuff like
It,
that.
like just the collectibles thing.
Yeah,
And they used to not exist in the game, but because at the as the kid was playing for it, he was playing with it. He had said, "I don't. Is it just this? Am I just supposed to just do these stories and that's it? There's nothing else to do here."
yeah.
And
You
I
can do
just
free
love
roam.
that just this one kid's complaint spawned an entire a genre that I'm not the biggest fan of,
Yeah,
where the dumb collectible thing where you have to in order to 100% everything in an open world is like a fucking bummer, but a incredible great story forever.
yeah. The only games I've 100% are Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, and Revelations.
God
I've
damn. I
never
mean,
100% anything else.
that shit is just like there's just
I got
so
close with
much to do.
Cyberpunk, I think.
It's something I've played a little bit, but that's about it. I mainly am just been like, uh, video game wise, I'm playing like Metaphor, ReFantazio. It's so good. Marvel Rivals is perfect. We've played it.
Marvel Rivals is amazing.
I think that's like so far like my game of the whole year. It's already January 3rd. I'm like, this is the best
Marvel
game of the year.
Rivals developers could walk away right now and be like, it's perfect. Leave it.
Yeah, don't even fucking touch it. Don't release any more. Just like do competitions and stuff. You're fucking golden. Marvel Rivals forever. If you guys want to play Marvel Rivals, play with Nick and I. We have a lot of fun.
I'm all right. Moon
You're
Knight's where
good.
it's
You're a
at,
great
but
Moon
don't play
Knight.
Moon Knight.
You're
Yeah, Moon
playing.
Knight's where it's at. Moon
Yeah,
Knight's broken
Moon
though.
Knight's
But don't.
broken.
But everybody's broken, so it doesn't even matter. That's
If
the fun.
everybody's
That's the fun
broken,
about it.
if everybody's broken, nobody's
Except
broken.
actually, full stop. Hella needs to be nerfed. Actually,
No, she's
Hella
the
is
best
a
player.
fucking. What you play Hella?
I play Hella, dude. That
See,
is my
Hella
baby,
players are
dude.
so annoying, man.
So, like, if she's a clone of anyone from Overwatch, it's May.
I don't know anything
100%.
about Overwatch.
Overwatch had so most of these characters in Marvel Rivals are based off of like play types in Overwatch, straight up. And one of them was this uh ice girl named May who had
It's Emma Frost.
basically like the concept of May and the concept of Hell are so sick because it's like you just have to click on the person exactly right and it hits
Yeah.
them.
Yep.
And that's how it works.
Yeah.
Same thing happened with May. Hella is the same thing. If you aim well, you're good. And you just play mid range, you're fucking golden. But like, yeah, Marvel Rivals is a perfect game.
Yep.
I've seen everyone play
I
it.
would like
Like
new kit more, more characters, obviously, but
the next one is
Flash
fucking
or not Flash, fucking Human Torch, right?
no. The next one that is going to be leaked is the villain from Avengers 2, Ultron.
Oh,
Ultron is
Ultron,
going to
hell
come
yeah,
out.
that'd be cool.
Ultron's going to come out as a support character, which is really strange for me. Like it's going to be like nanobots healing.
Ooh,
That's going to be the whole thing. And like you look at Ultron,
that's
you think
kind
it's
of
going to be
cool.
they're going to release a tank. Like we'll do that.
I would think
But
so,
yeah.
but I like that.
So speaking of games and stuff, we played
But him
a
him having low health's kind of weird though.
yeah, no, him doing
That's the only
support
thing I can.
stuff. Him doing support stuff is just going to be fucking strange. But back to D&D. You and I played D&D in your world and
Yeah,
it went off the rails. It was
yeah.
hilarious. I think I played it a little too serious. It was a lot of fun, but I kept thinking of like I was really excited about the character that I created, and I wanted to know like I can't wait for us to play the second session.
Yeah, it'll happen.
I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Hopefully we can get Updog in there
Yeah, it'd be
somehow.
sick.
I know it'd be easy. But yeah, the problem with see what happened was is that I said the sewers connect everything, right?
Yes.
And then you said, "All right, see you guys. I'm gonna go grab a taxi." I was like, okay. I mean, it's not really a railroad. I don't really care about it, but I'm just like, damn, okay.
I mean, that's that DM shit where like your hands in your head going, "Oh fuck." I
I mean, I'm
I
gonna have fun regardless. You know what I mean?
Totally. I mean, that's the best part about D&D. And like I like that it was when we were playing, all I could think about was that Sludge City record and how you kind of nailed this 100% magic dystopia cyberpunk thing. It's just
Yeah.
fantastic.
It's always night and it's always raining.
It's perfect. Like I think that like
No floods though.
I think that's speaking
A
of
really good
yellow,
drainage system for a city that's about to collapse.
that's I think that's the difference between Sludge City and Yellow. It was like uh Sludge City is like at night and it's always raining. And Yellow is like it's day, but it's still raining.
Yeah.
I'd
Yeah.
say that like that's my favorite. Like that's there's something so happy and still sad almost about Yellow that is it's just fascinating.
Yeah, especially with like Brian Thompson, with how like upbeat Brian Thompson is.
What is that?
Um,
What is this? What is that based off of? Who is Brian Thompson?
he's the United Healthcare CEO.
Shut up! Wait, I forgot. I forgot that that was his name. That's so. Wait, that's perfect. That's it. That song is absolutely perfect now.
Yeah, it's all upbeat, and it sounds almost like show tunesy in a way.
Totally, 100%.
Uh, but it's that's definitely the most negative song
Oh
on
yeah,
the CD, I'd
100%.
say.
What would you? I would say one of the best parts about this record is that it's kind of like you've taken piano lessons and theory lessons. Like you have such. Have you been practicing or like looking up and like just playing a lot? Like
Um,
is there there's a technical difference in between both records?
yeah, I don't know. I just think because like from third grade to sophomore year, I took piano lessons and competed in shit during that whole time.
I had no
And I
idea. That's
was
fucking great.
yeah, yeah, and I was in marching band, for my entire high school career.
Because there's a
Um,
lot of
so
theory on these songs
but
as
like, and
well.
I've forgotten a lot of it, forgotten like a bunch of the names of stuff. You know what I mean? Like, but
Yeah.
they're all still kind of around.
I
I
think
just
you
think
just it's like
I
riding
think
a
doing it
bike.
more is just yeah, it's just doing it more. It's just coming back a little bit. I mean, I still can't play piano like I could when I was fucking 6, which pisses me off.
Sure.
Uh, but like reading music, I can't do anymore
No, I
unless
think
it's like unless it's drum stuff, which then but it still takes me a minute.
No, I get that. I think that that's what's nice about Yellow is that there's just so much stuff that's like it feels like you're more comfortable every time that you write something now. Um,
Yeah.
because like now you're like I think you're fucking around with just so much cool stuff, even with your voice. Like I think you're way more comfortable singing now, obviously.
Yeah, I am. I would say. It's a lot of auto pitch, but you know,
Hey, I think that it's
it's enough. I
fun.
use it for effect.
Yeah, it is. It's not. You're not doing light auto tune like we all are, to like make sure that we hit the note. You're doing it for literally the you want that sound.
Yeah.
Like it's great. You're the like in our community, you're the only one doing this kind of thing. It's fucking sick.
Um, but earlier you asked me how I was making music, and we never really finished that question. But
Dude, go ahead.
so yeah, so I use Reaper, but I got one of these
Oh,
guys.
sick. Oh, the AAI MPK. Hell
Yeah.
yeah.
So I've been using that,
Okay, hell yeah.
which has been nice.
So you're doing like you record your right hand and then you're also recording a left hand like separately.
Depending on what it does.
Yeah, sure.
Sometimes they're close enough to where I can get them both, but yeah.
Do you uh do you still write drums in MIDI or do you do drums using the actual pads on that as well?
I don't use the pads because I kind of think the pads kind of suck. So I use the keys.
Oh, you use the keys for it. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I always find myself when writing drums that I'd
Like I
rather
don't know
just
why like there's a huge latency. It's not huge, but it's big enough for to be annoying with drums.
yeah, sure. Uh
But it's
I
not it doesn't happen to the keys.
no, I think that
Yeah, I
the key is
don't
it a used one?
no, it's a demo one. So technically, I guess
Okay, hell yeah. Where did you get a demo one?
Guitar Center.
Oh, cool. So they said it was like,
Like
okay, cool.
it was never plugged in. It was just like on display, I guess. It wasn't demo
Okay, so that's what it
because
was.
they
They're
didn't
like,
have
okay,
anything to plug
cool.
it into.
They were like,
So
okay, cool. Yeah, you can have this one. Put it in a Ziploc bag, and
it was in the box.
it was in the box. Okay, hell yeah.
It still had it. They still had the box. Yeah, it was
Well,
like $60.
that's completely reasonable. And now you have like
Yeah.
way more stuff to play with. Do you
Yeah, I
like
also got
Reaper?
I mean, it works.
Do you like
I don't
Logic
prefer
more?
it, but it's free. Oh yeah, I
Yeah.
like Logic more. Logic's just it's just easier to look at.
Yeah, sure.
It's just the readability on it is way better.
I think Reaper is kind of confusing to look at.
Reaper because Reaper's just a bunch of lists, and I'm like, and it's just white text, and like you know,
Oh yeah,
it's
it's
just like
so bare bones. It's like looking at like a DOS. Like,
yeah. And I mean, I have bought a couple like plugins and like virtual synths, so I've been using those.
okay, hell yeah. I mean, I think that it's hard. I think it's harder to put synths and stuff inside of Logix. There's something weird about that where it's just like putting in the right folder doesn't always work. Resetting
Yeah,
all that stuff doesn't work.
it's
But
so
I
easy in Reaper.
and
It
Reaper
just
apparently it's
goes
just
in there.
like fucking easy.
Yeah, it just goes.
Uh
Bloop.
uh
I
Mikey
only have to close Reaper when I install a new one.
Mikey uses Reaper for all of our stuff. And he's just like a fucking wizard.
Yeah,
It's so much fun to watch him like
it's
go through
Reaper's
it.
not bad. Like the more I use it, the more it's just kind of becoming what I use. Which
Sure.
whatever.
Yeah. It's what you have and it
It's
works.
working. Yeah,
I mean, it's what
yellow was good. It works.
yeah, dude, yellow is good. That's what's so cool about like the end you're starting your year with like your best work to date.
Yeah,
And it's so cool and like it's going to be really fun to see like what you do for the rest of this year. And I like that I like talking about this stuff because you're doing this for the love of the game.
yeah,
You don't do this to tour, you're not doing this to be a band. You're just like, "Hey, I fucking love making these goofy soundtracks to my D&D world."
yeah. And I mean, playing a live show would be cool at some point. And I think like with
Sure.
with the way it's you know it's evolving, I because with Sludge City, I don't really know how I would play any of that live
Yeah, sure. I
besides
mean,
with
it
like a
would
backing
be
track.
You would have like you would I see you doing
Because I
like
don't have any of the like I don't have any way to play the parts
I well I
because they're all, you know,
the way I was
different
always seeing
parts.
it live, it would be like you would dress up like your computer in like a machine. And like there was this sick band from back in the day that I really liked called Bad Veins. And Bad Veins was a two-piece. A drummer and a guitarist that was also the vocalist. And what they did is they had like one of those um it was a playback machine with the two giant uh like tape players where it's like the it looked like you know in movies about old computers in the 60s they ran on tape and there
Yep.
you see those two giant things rotating. They had like
Yep.
one of those, but they had all the backing tracks on that, and they dressed it up like in flowers and this whole thing. It was like its own character on stage. I see you doing that with your computer, and then you like wearing like some kind of hazmat suit or some shit, and you're just up there. You would just mute all the vocal tracks, and then you would just do them live with
Yeah.
the autotune. That'd be so sick.
That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. You can feel free to steal that idea if you'd like.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Hell yeah. But yeah, I really liked the project. It was so sick. Um yeah.
Yeah. And what's uh CC Stadler did my goddamn art and
Okay,
it's
hell yeah.
great.
Yeah, I
Uh,
love the eye. It looked sick. I was wondering who did that for you.
yeah, she did.
Hell yeah. She's
At Bad Brat 100, I think.
she
Bad Brat Girl
is
100 something.
yes. Um I don't remember what it is.
Rich hot educated girlfriend.
Yes, rich, hot, educated girlfriend on Twitter times. She is her you got everyone should hire her to do music videos and art and shit. She's incredible. Her website's
Yes.
also so sick. She's the one that inspired me to make my own website
Yeah.
because hers was so sick. Um
Which LP2 hopefully something happens like that. We'll see.
are you gonna do like an ARG thing?
I don't know.
You have the potential to do really cool
I
shit like that.
know. I know. I don't know. I thought about it. I thought about it for Sludge City, but I didn't really have enough time uh after, once I thought about it, but
I mean, it would be sick. I think that
I don't know
the
if the album permits, I guess. Like if it's
yeah, if like if the album lets you do it.
yeah, that makes sense. Sure.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think it would be so cool to like I think the
I
last time
love
that
ARGs.
yeah, like the last time that I saw one was Foxing for Draw Down the Moon, which is basically like a massive D&D record. Put out like 6 or 7 games online.
I
Uh
remember that.
and it was so cool. It was like um all these text-based things. I love Foxing. I feel like Foxing doesn't get the respect they deserve.
I like
Um
their new album a lot.
their new album is like their best reviewed album like so far of all time. Um and it's an incredible record, but it's like them finally leaning into like this really weird stuff. Draw Down the Moon is still my favorite record of theirs, but I think
I'll
no
have to
one
listen to it. I've really listened to it.
dude, I think it's incredible. The whole art backstory stuff that they did, it was just like 80s fantasy, like like it's Connor Murphy with like a sword that he made. It's literally this. Hold on, if you could see this, he made
Yeah.
this. This is from that record.
Oh, that's sick.
This is him. That's Connor. And this is if you bought the vinyl, it came with that. And
That's
it's
dope.
uh a character for D&D. It's a class
Oh, sick.
called the Moondrawn. And it was a great like they just did so much ridiculous stuff that I could talk about forever. Like I am fully obsessed not only with just Foxing but with Draw Down the Moon itself.
I'll have to listen to it. I'll listen to it.
I really, really like it. I think that.
While
you
I
can
played the outro,
see
I'll listen to it.
you can see where they like with the self-titled, you can tell like from Draw Down the Moon where they were going to go next.
Yeah.
And it's like a really good prologue for that song. Because before Draw Down the Moon, it was just like Near My God, again, another perfect record. But the differences between Near My God and Draw Down the Moon are few and far between.
Yeah.
But yeah, I could talk about Foxing all fucking day. You should do an ARG like them. You should do it.
We'll see. Maybe.
Okay. Hell yeah. Uh, when it comes to like, um, if you were going to if you were going to play live, where would you want to play live? Would you do it like a hometown Dayton
Uh,
thing?
maybe.
Yeah.
Um. Yeah. I don't know. Actually, I haven't really thought that far ahead.
I like
Um.
that they're, okay. I remember I've talked with so many bands. Everyone's talking about like their plans for even 2026. Everyone is having to plan so far ahead. And I love that you just are doing it. Again, for the love of the game thing. You just are, hey, I'm making this thing. It's out now. Fuck marketing. Like I just like doing this.
Yeah. And I don't know with like an LPL market a little more. Like Sludge City, I marketed pretty well, I think.
I think you did a great job marketing that. I like the concepts of like you just kind of you made those like is it postcards or tickets?
Yeah. Yeah. Tickets.
You made because like I think Sludge City was originally supposed to be like a carnival. Yeah, dude, those tickets are so sick.
Yeah.
It was supposed to be like some carnival, and now it's like this big city. It was just it's so cool.
They still got a theme park.
This yeah, well, duh. It's like the Coney Island thing.
Hmm.
Like it's very very cool.
Oh no!
Um,
At one point, they were like interconnected to where like they had like tracks running through the streets, which I still think is a thing.
would you say that it's got an elevated train, a la Gotham City, Nolan Gotham City?
Yeah, 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 kind of, but
Yeah,
less, more janky,
yeah, more janky, closer
less
to
care than
Chicago.
Thomas Wayne put in.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's way
more
closer to
Chicago.
Chicago. Yeah, it's definitely more like of the like the L train or something.
I love.
Man, last time I rode the L train, last time I rode that train, I was what year was it? 2019? I don't know. I was at Riot Fest,
Oh hell yeah!
and me and my ex-wife took our kid to Riot Fest when he was 6 months old,
Oh my God!
and it went great. Till it started raining, which I mean, I was
Every
pissed too.
time,
So.
every story I've heard of Riot Fest, it rains. I went to it, it
Yeah, it
rained.
sucks.
It's like it rained when I went there when I used to live in Chicago. Like
It rains in Chicago a lot. It
it rains in
does.
Chicago all the
I
fucking
think every time
time.
I've been to Chicago a lot, and I think it's probably rained a majority amount of times that I've gone
Like it is, it's one of it's not one of the
or
reasons why I
snowed.
moved. Yeah, it's the snow and the cold is one of the reasons why I moved.
It's
I lived in
cold
Chicago
in
for
that
three
city,
fucking
man.
years. It was brutal. Being poor in Chicago sucks.
Yeah,
Like it was very, very,
I
very
bet.
hard.
Being poor
Uh,
sucks.
yeah, being poor sucks. That hey, that's the Sludge City theme.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Being poor sucks.
Um, so after Riot Fest, we get on the L train and we go back to our hotel room and we turn on, or I go like open my phone, and it was like the train after us when that train got off and everybody got on, some local guy got pushed onto the tracks and fucking died.
Shut up. Oh
And
my
like
God.
because there were so many people.
Ugh. It's
And like it
just
was and like it was some guy that like just got off work that lives there, you know. And it's not funny, but
dude, I mean, it's very Chicago. Like you heard about
yeah,
that
it's
all the
just fucked
time.
up that like all these fucking people from out of town just like killed some local guy that rides that train every day.
It's just like, hey, I'm
Not
just trying
funny,
to get home
but
from
I
work.
can't.
It's not, it's
It's just
unfunny.
ridiculous
It's
that
so
it's just a
ridiculous.
ridiculous premise. Yeah,
The thought of that it also happened all the time. Like the
Yeah,
stories when you living
and
in
they don't.
Chicago, like the news is just ridiculous all the time.
They're just like, well, another one, another one fell in,
I'll never forget. There was
and we're not gonna do anything about it.
one of my best friends in
I don't know
Chicago.
what you can do about it, but
One of my best friends in Chicago. Uh, he had his car stolen, and that
yeah.
night he was like, after talking to the police and everything, he was watching TV, and there was this high speed car chase. Uh, and it was his fucking car
Oh shit.
being filmed by like the helicopters, and the police were chasing him down Lakeshore, and he crashed the car. And
Oh,
so like he had to watch on TV his car get crashed.
that's, you're like rooting for him. You're like,
Yeah,
come
you're
on.
well, because he's like he was kind of rooting for it because he's like, fuck yeah,
Yeah,
my
he's like,
insurance
don't
is gonna
crash my
cover the
fucking car.
fuck out of this. I'm gonna get a
Oh no, that's
brand new
true.
car.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get a
that's
brand
true.
new car. And it was I think it was a PT Cruiser. So like he got to
Oh
watch like
shit.
his shitty PT Cruiser crash. Which is
Who's
mwah, mwah,
stealing a
mwah.
PT Cruiser?
He
What?
had a PT Cruiser
Who's
because I think it was
stealing
for
a
the lulz.
PT Cruiser?
It
Who's
was it,
stealing it?
yeah, I don't know. It was unlocked, and fuck if I
I
know,
don't.
but someone stole a PT Cruiser and it was filmed being crashed by the news. Um, yeah, Chicago. I miss it. I'm gonna be in Chicago like 3 times next year, which I'm really, really excited about.
This
It's
year?
gonna, yeah, well, yeah, this year. Jesus Christ. Um, all right, dog. I want to play a song from Yellow. What do you want to hear?
Let's do Lovely.
Lovely. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Here's Lovely from Cacophony Kid.
I just recite the stories, but the memory's gone. I haven't seen your face in far too long. When I see it again, I'll feel so lucky, because at the end of the day, you're still so lovely. Let's go! Told me to trust the process. I looked up and said, okay, I guess waiting here for something, and I've been back and forth, fucking with my head and on and on. I'll keep waiting, sticks stuff. Nothing strange here. This goes against everything I know. This goes against everything I know.
No, go lower.
This goes against everything I know. This goes against everything I know. This goes against everything I know. This goes against everything I know.
That was lovely.
That was
You know,
deep as
it
hell.
was lovely. It was lovely. By Cacophony Kid.
We listened to it just now also.
Yes, we listened to it just now also. We don't skip that part whenever I interview people. And then I just
All one
insert
take.
it. Yeah, I actually put the record on and slowly have to spin it
Yeah.
myself. Yeah.
I have to make a single vinyl if you want to get on this
That is
podcast
actually
by
that's
song.
requirement. If you want to get on Five at the Door, you have to send me a single
It can be a
very
7. It's a 7.
a little 7. You have to send me a 7-inch of the song, and I'm playing it by hand and recording it through a microphone. Homie, you're one of the best to ever do it. Thanks you for fucking jumping on as always and talking
Thank
about
you,
your
sir.
kick-ass shit.
I appreciate you.
All right. Well, listen, I love you, and I'll see you on Marvel Rivals.
All right, sir.
All right,
Hit me
hell
up
yeah.
later.
I'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.